Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus.com, and today I'm taking a look at Mad News, or Good News or Mad News. I think it's just Mad News from YWOW Games. So this is a party game where the craziest news wins. Not a Pulitzer, but a lousy, fake, cheap medal. This is a party game where you're going to be combining different sets of words to come up with a funny, crazy story to try to get the approval of the players you're playing with in order to win the most medals in X amount of time. That is sort of set by you. I think the game suggests like 30, 35 minutes, something like that. Anyway, let's open the box up and I'll show you what's in it. So these are the components for Mad News. You have a board and you have a set of cards for who to, what, who, where, why, and with what. You have a die with a large star in place of the 1, and you have a timer, which is ideally to be used when the person is telling you the news, is dictating what's on their cards. And you have a bunch of these star tokens. The whole point of the game is to have the most of these by the time the game ends. And these are the 6 characters you can play. What's interesting is the names are actually on the board, not anywhere on the actual player token. Does come with stands. There you go. So Periodic, Edith Wright, Cam, Edline, Magazine, and Mary Gazette. You have to either write their names underneath them or just remember them or realize it doesn't really matter. I'll just take Edline here for the example and put him on start. I'm laying him down just because it's harder to see him if he was vertical. And I'll grab Edith Wright as well. They're both at start. According to the box, games for players who are 15 and up. It's supposed to be more of an adult themed party game, so on and so forth. You can remove the cards that might, if you want to play with a younger set of folks, you can certainly remove the cards that could get you into some trouble. And there they are. The game also comes with 6 of these card stands, which they're kind of nice. I don't know. They look all right. They're kind of flimsy, but they get the job done. They definitely hold the cards well and maintain privacy. And they do say on air. On air, Mad News Studios. And the game begins with you getting one of each card. So I'll just populate these real fast. So the game begins, everybody would populate their card holder with the appropriate color and question being asked. And let's say Edith Wright goes first, so she would roll. Okay, she rolled a 4. So because we're starting here, she would go 1, 2, 3, 4. I should also mention that there are 4 special areas on each level. When you land on one of the questions, you would swap out for a question. So where I have to land on who, I would just swap out my who for one on top of the deck. And now I have a new who. If I land on steal, I get to pick up an opponent and just steal one of their stars that they would have earned had they gotten more thumbs up than thumbs down after they read the news. So you have steal, envious rival. Envious rival allows you to look at every player's studio. These card holders of their studios, and you can swap out a single card with anybody. The lovely mob, this one over here. Okay, when somebody lands on the lovely mob, it enables the person who landed on it to choose another player and consulting with the other players, if there are more, and dictate how they are to deliver their news. Maybe jumping up and down, maybe singing, maybe dancing. So it can get kind of goofy. And then the ultimate injustice means you just straight up lose one of your star tokens. Breaking news that you'll find in the corners are the points that when you land on them, at that point you read whatever news you have. If you roll the star, that means you are to move to the closest breaking news area to you and you read your news. So you read news based on 2 things: landing on breaking news or rolling this and moving to the closest breaking news. She landed here at steal. There's nothing to steal yet. So it's going to be Ed Line's turn. So he's going to roll. So he rolled a breaking news. So he's pretty much just going to stay there. And this is his breaking news right here. Ed Line would look at his studio, his card holder, and he would start reading the news. This is Ed Line here, live from Mozambique, where apparently an actor has been annoying a Lego figure with a chocolate chip cookie because of a bet. We'll stay here all night to figure out how any of this makes any possible sense. Weather at 10. And at that point, everybody else would vote, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you had more thumbs up, you would get a token, and it will move on to the next player. That is the game. You are landing on different spots, switching out the cards you have. So I guess on Ed's next turn, where he to roll 3, he moved 1, 2, 3, and now his what would change. It would go from annoys to destroys. Two things I did not mention is the eyewitness and the big interview cards. Eyewitness enables you to put this card behind another card in your card holder / studio, and were you to land. So if I had this card behind a noise, it means a noise can just stay as long as I want. If I land on a what or whatever the question is, I don't have to swap the card out. It can remain constant. So if the card that you really like, or location, or whatever the question is, if you really like it going forward, you can use the eyewitness card to just keep it there. It does not have to go behind with what. It can go behind anything, but it just stay there. And the big interview card. So if you have a big interview card, you can play it while an opponent is elaborating on their story. And what you're going to do is you're going to question them as if they're the protagonist of the story they're telling. And then everybody would vote whether or not you did a better job interviewing them or they did a better job telling the news. You could potentially steal the star they may or may not get for interviewing them better, according to other people playing, than they were telling the news. That is pretty much it. That is Mad News in a nutshell. Set a timer for however long you want. I also didn't mention a timer. When someone is telling the story, you can use the timer in order to cap how long they have to tell it. I did a very abbreviated version of this one, but you can add word, like I added the word chocolate chip cookie or whatever. You can have some fun with it. You don't have to literally say in Mozambique actor annoyed. You can, you ad lib a little bit and you have a little fun with it and embellish, but you want to make sure you have the element that the card has in your story. You can't just skip the Lego minifigure entirely. My thoughts. I brought this to the table and it didn't really click with us, honestly. It's not that it's difficult. It's not a difficult game. It's easy to teach. It's really easy to play. It was initially kind of fun the first 2 times. We told a story and got wacky with it, but when you're not actively telling a story, you're just sort of sitting there waiting until the time when you can tell a story again. And that's not terrible, but we didn't find it that engaging. We didn't have a deep dislike of it or hate the game. We just didn't find it to be fun for very long. It's fun the first time you tell somebody to sing and they have to sing the news, and you have a good laugh. After that, you've seen it. A dog bites a frog, haha, with a shovel, just goofy stuff. Like I said, there's an audience. We just weren't really it. That is Mad News. They can't all be winners to everyone. This will be a winner to somebody. Just wasn't a winner in my household. That's going to do it. Enjoy the video. Take care. Wear a mask. Stay safe. Be blessed.